Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for a new like streak goal. Thank you all very much for the support on Missing No Week. It was a rousing success, and already we have 2 out of 7 for the next like streak goal, which is Sacred Heart Week, but with a twist. I'm not just going to be giving myself Sacred Heart. It's going to be an all-random character week. Starting whenever we hit there. We might even start next week if we have some banger runs this week here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Invicta randomizer to pick the character. I'm going to give myself Sacred Heart, and we're just going to see where we're supposed to go. So it should be a lot of fun. Thank you all very much for the support. You have to forgive my voice. I'll explain in a moment. But first off, here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Scratch My Butt 96. I put a pause in there because it's not spelled B-U-T-T, it's just B-U-T. On the Sinvicta subreddit, who said, I was waiting for Sinvicta to say he was talking to a smart cookie while talking about blueprints around 27 minutes, 45 seconds in episode 366 of the Repentance Plus series. Also, this is what 575 cookies like. I'm donating 500 of them for Christmas. Cheers to more entertainment while I'm busy at home. Also, yes, it's the same living room post that was seen before with the dual guitars. I love it. Absolutely love it. That was a ton of cookies, and I just go ahead and send me a bag. I'll go ahead and take it. I'll take it off your hands. So here we go. Yeah, and again, forgive my voice here. I'll explain as soon as we're done. Oh, man, it feels weird being able to just have items again. It also feels great. I loved Missing No Week, but it was stressful. Juliet 7, Juliet Delta, Kilo X-Ray, Mike Romeo. We've got, we got good damage, but basically bad tears, and Forget Me Now. One of the unsung heroes of Missing No Week, kind of. Not really, but, it's just it was the thought that counted in that run. We needed to make sure that we had some kind of contingency plan of a horrible, horrible reroll. And I would say that Missing No was a rousing success. Now that we've gotten the mosh pit to see what a theme week looks like for Like Streak Goal, I anticipate we're going to see a lot more in the future. And I figured, a lot of times people ask me, how come you don't do any fun challenges? How come it always has to be just ball-bustingly hard or really, really, really obscure bad challenges that aren't fun? And I don't know. I try not to go into the whole escalating challenges mode, but I do think that there should be some kind of scale that just to make things just a little bit more tempting, that sort of thing, to reward everyone. But this is the first time where we're going to have a fun week, a fun theme week here that isn't maybe too much of a challenge, ? But with this Invicta randomizer, you just never know. And we're not going to be playing as Eden, so all bets are off. Who knows? We might get a tainted character or two in there with really, really, really bad mechanics like Tainted Jacob or Tainted Lost, and then we're really talking some danger there. So again, thank you all very much for the support over Missing No Week. It was awesome. The videos did very, very well, and I'm glad to see people kind of looking at Missing No in a new light. There was a couple of issues with some rerolls there. Obviously, we found 2 horrible, horrible bugs with it, which have since been reported. And honestly, I'm happy about that. If I'm the one who had to experience it, it means that I'm not the only one, right? And probably there are a lot of people out there who play Isaac who was like, what the hell is going on with my stats? So I'm glad to have been able to bring that to Zombolis and the devs. And yeah, oh my gosh, we have a tiers upgrade. And we can keep it. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now going on into the question of the episode here, this one coming in from Quentin Snowfire, who said, question of the episode, is there ever a conceivable run so bad that you would take Missing No just for a chance of a better run? Yes. Absolutely yes. 1,000 times yes. If I had a run that was absolutely unwinnable and I was playing, especially playing as Eden, I would absolutely go for Missing No and say at this point it cannot get any worse. Let's throw caution into the wind and let's just see what happens. Thankfully, we haven't had that many runs like that, but there are a couple of times that we've had some just god-awful Eden runs. And how many times will we have killed to have gotten a chance to get something like Missing No to just get us out of that situation? It's plentiful, in the dozens of times, I would say at least, if not hundreds of times. Yeah, but in Missing No, it's a mixed bag, right? Because you just really don't know what you're going to get. I think that we proved that there are ways to play around Missing No after the last 7 days. And, it really highlighted the importance of your active item and just making sure overall that you have a solid understanding for every single item in the game, or as many items as you possibly can. So, yeah, great question. Now, going on into my voice really quickly, I'm extremely tired today. I know that that's not what people want to hear right off the bat on a Sunday, but I promise you the story is entertaining. Also, I am going to take frequent stops in this video depending on how long this run takes, because I have to thaw a turkey, which goes into the story time here, as we have a very decent start, and I can do a little bit of monologuing. So basically, this is the day of Friendsgiving. I'm recording this on Saturday. I have no Isaac videos in the queue after this, and I've got to build a couple episodes in the bank. I probably will not have any ball pit for the next couple of days. For those of you who are looking for that series, it's only because I only have time to knock out Isaac, and Isaac is the priority on the channel. But ball pit, it is only a circumstantial happenstance that I'm not going to be able to record a couple episodes of ball pit right now. With that being said, though, I ordered a fresh turkey, a fresh young turkey, and it wasn't frozen, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep, I'll wake up when it's delivered, do the Pokemon breaks, everything's honky-dory, right? Well, imagine my surprise when I wake up and I have everything but a turkey. So I'm like, what the heck? So I go to my receipt, and HEB is like, yeah, there's no more turkeys. And I told them I never ever have the drivers do a substitute, because it's just not worth it. They always pick up something, and it's like, oh, hey, I'll take some Coke Zero. Oh, they're out of Coke Zero. Okay, we'll just get the next best thing, and they'll pick up like Diet Ginger Ale or something. Then before you laugh, that's happened before. So I was like, oh man, and this was 20 minutes before we were supposed to do Pokemon breaks. So I was already kind of scrambling, and I had slept for an hour and a half. Okay. The reason why I slept for an hour and a half is because I slept for 10 hours the previous day, and on Thursday. I went to bed at like 9 and woke up at 7 p.m. And I was like, what day is this? I don't know. I streamed, and then I stayed up for the rest of the day because I just wasn't tired. So it really screwed up everything. It's a giant cacophony of bad circumstances here. So I wasn't tired, and I didn't go to bed. I slept for 1 hour. And 1.5 hours technically, and I woke up. I was like, I'm just gonna wake up, I'm gonna put the turkey in the fridge, gonna do Pokemon breaks, go to bed, and then I'll wake up at like 6 a.m. and get ready to put the turkey in the oven. So that was the plan, but now it had to shift to, oh man, I've got to wake up and safely drive to a grocery store to go get a frozen turkey. I thought maybe another grocery store would have a fresh turkey. Turns out, yeah, they don't. Walmart didn't have one. Other HEBs didn't have one, and I was pretty much forced to buy a frozen turkey. So it sucks, but no big deal. Whatever. I thawed out frozen turkeys before. It sucks, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. We can't not have a turkey for Friendsgiving. So everything seemed okay, and then as I was putting the turkey in the fridge, I noticed that there was a small hole at the top of the bag, near the right smack dab in the middle of the one of the breasts on the turkey, and that's horrible. That's mini disaster number one. So the reason why that's bad is because, and there's conflicting reports, but I know that it's bad. See if we can tap this Demon Judgment here. Probably we'll take both here. Yeah, we'll take both, and I'm gonna hit the Forget Me Now. We're just gonna go again. Also, I'm going to have to pause the recording because of our ongoing story, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, so use Forget Me Now. We're back here on floor 2. But basically, it's been too many disasters so far. The first one being the fact that there's a small pinhole in the bag. And the second one being that after I decided to, it has to be defrosted. It is in the sink, and it's either that or we have no turkey for Friendsgiving, and that's just, what's even the point? So after that, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get a trash bag and wrap the turkey up in the trash bag, tie off the top, make sure I squeeze as much air as I can out of it, tie it off with rubber bands, and then be able to submerge it fully into the water because it just was not defrosting with half of it sticking out to avoid water going in the hole. So I decided to use my biggest mixing bowl. After I put it in the bag, I tied the top off, yada yada yada. Use my big mixing bowl to fill it up with water, and me and my infinite wisdom of being on 2.5 hours of sleep in 2 days, put it on top of there, and I kind of just balanced it. I wasn't really paying attention to. I figured it would just be heavy enough. Yeah, it was not heavy enough. By the time I got from the kitchen into the office and sat down, I heard a giant crash and a huge just splash coming from the kitchen. And yes, inevitably the bowl had tipped over the countertop and went straight to the floor. And there was water everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Now, I am cognizant of the fact that it would have been real bad if the turkey had just been in the water. Then that would have been turkey water, defrosting poultry and whatnot, and germs and bacteria. It's a good way to get everyone sick. But thankfully, it was just the only water that came out was just simply the water that was inside of the bowl. It's not like the turkey was in that water and then it got over the floor and all over the counters and in the drawers. Anyway, I'm venting right now. I'm housekeeping. I'm a homemaker venting right now. That's the only thing that's going to keep me awake. It may not be the most interesting Isaac commentary, but I know that stories like these are one of those lifetime moments that I can at least archive on the internet for people to bring up 5 years from now if I'm still doing this for a living. And, just like the Vulture story, just like the 4D story, it's just another day in the life of me. I truly don't know how I'm going to make it today, brother. I am going to be in bad shape. Rough shape. Because I've got to hope that the turkey defrosts in time, and then after that I've got to dry it, prepare it, season it, and then put it in the oven. So it's not even like as soon as if the turkey was magically thawed out right now, I'd be able to just lay down. It's like, no, still a lot of work to do. So gonna be rough, but I'm here recording stuff because content can never stop, and it's just one of the perks of the job. Very good run so far here with our Dark Prince's Crown pickup from Fallen. In a way, we got kind of lucky that we got Fallen on the second floor because it's still guaranteed a Devil Deal item without us actually getting a Devil Deal after our after our Forget Me Now roll. Shot speed's on point. Tears rate's good. Remember, that is influenced by Dark Prince's Crown, but still good. I just got off the phone with Mama Victa. She assured me that everything's going to be okay, although she is worried about my fatigue level. I had to FaceTime her to show her my setup, and she just kind of laughed. She said, oh boy. So showed the turkey in water, submerged in water in a white trash bag with rubber bands on it and 2 10-pound weights holding it down in the water. She said it's probably okay to leave it for an hour so I can finish the videos without interrupting and stuff. Anyway, how's your Sunday going, everybody? And it's been interesting. Hopefully by the time this goes live, the Friendsgiving would have been a rousing success. No one gets any sort of foodborne illness, and I made the most amazing turkey possible. I would have already posted pictures not on Instagram because I don't have an Instagram, but on Twitter and most likely in the Discord. I wanted to get at least probably 2 episodes knocked out today, and then I've got to go while the turkey's still thawing. I've got to go. I got to make the cookies. Got to make the banana bread. Get a range upgrade here. And we get the Pact and Mom's Knife. I am going to take both here. And we still get to maintain Dark Prince's crown. But hey, at least we get to go see Dark Chest. I know that some people were disappointed that we didn't go to the Dark Chest at all during Missing No Week. You got to understand, though, we're putting a lot on the line here. And playing with Missing No is already bad enough, especially when you saw us not once but twice get Blood Oath there. Who knows what could happen in the Dark Chest? The Dark Chest really is more it's just more dangerous than going the regular chest, the light side, or whatever you want to call it. So I was really hoping that we would get something extremely powerful, but with Missing No, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're powerful on one floor. You get one bad roll, and guess what? You're back down in the doldrums, especially with that Missing No bug. I was more apt and more keen to do it until we saw that bug happen twice. The one that extremely lowered all of our stats, and that pretty much said no, because if that happens in the Dark Chest, we're done. And yes, I could have played on the Twitch save file, but I don't think that that's what people want to see. Because there's always that element of today could be the day. I mean, and today could be the day, especially with how tired I am, and it's been rough, man. I ain't gonna whinge about it. Gotta put up or shut up. This is where champions are made. I'm gonna go back and go look for a Yave though. Yave. Alex likes to animate me when I say Yave like that. What are them Yaves? You can tell that my voice is different because I'm on no sleep, so I can do the down and deep voice. The evil laughs. I'll get all anime villain with it. I refuse to do this room. You got me once to do this room game, it's not going to happen again. Now, for those of you wondering about, it's probably nobody wondering this, but I'll say it anyway. If whether or not, because I just used the same thumbnail for all of Missing No Week, whether or not I paid Alex for one thumbnail or for 7 days worth of thumbnails, of course I paid him for 7 days. It was my decision to do just a single thumbnail there. It wasn't because I was trying to cut costs or anything. It was just a decision to be made because it feels more like an event. You know, we're talking about a theme week, so how are people supposed to know that you're on a theme week if the thumbnails keep changing? If it just looks like our regular thumbnails. So I asked him to do a thumbnail, and then my plan was to pay him for all 7 days, despite him not working. He basically only did one thumbnail for the week. This is a non-XL floor, by the way. That's all I need to see of this floor, honestly, game. Drive Everything doing a great job at keeping us fed here with soul hearts, thankfully. But yeah, it was my decision to just do a singular thumbnail for the entire week, and Alex definitely shouldn't be not punished, but his pay shouldn't be affected because of that, in my opinion. That wouldn't be responsible. It also wouldn't be the right thing to do. Regular old HP upgrade. Now, despite us having Dark Prince's crown, it's okay for us to ruin the state because we have Mom's Knife. Mom's Knife gives us so much damage. It gives us so much versatility that the damage scaling is just going to be on a different level here. And it was most likely, it was more than likely that we were going to find another devil deal that gets us back down to 1 HP. I ultimately didn't go for spectral tears there, mainly because I don't need the tears up when it comes to Mom's Knife. I don't like having a high tears rate. and I just don't. It makes Mom's Knife a little bit more awkward. Oh boy. Okay. Thank you, Jar of Everything. Appreciate it. Jar of Everything, by the way, it will do a different effect depending on the charge level, and if you get it all the way to 12, then it does or something random, something lol random, like give you a glitched item, or maybe give you a really good active item, or nothing. It frequently gives me nothing when I've done there, and when I say nothing, I don't mean, oh, this kind of sucks. I mean it gives you nothing. Which is the reason why I never ever really let it go to the 12th charge, is because it's just not worth it. You're much better off getting a golden bomb, a golden key, a soul heart. I would argue that the golden bombs are probably a little bit more valuable than golden keys here. But what I will say is that if you have backpack, Jar of Everything goes extremely well with the bag of crafting. Soul of Cain. We get a Yara rune. Yara could be interesting here if we get enough money on the ground. Well, actually, you know, we can take the Soul of Cain and Yara. We can Yara the Soul of Cain to go for two. We go for 2 chances of getting the Ultra Secret Room, which right now I haven't seen the entire map, so it's not entirely obvious where it is. I guess it's going to be to the northeast, but just based off of nothing, off of seeing a partial map. Those red door outlines you see there, those are possible, not possible, but those are red doors that you can go through if you have the Soul of Cain. And it looks like it is going to be over here, I'm guessing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop Soul of Cain. I'm going to drop the... Of course it went over there. I want to duplicate the Soul Heart, but I don't want to... I want to duplicate the Soul Heart, but I need to get the Yara rune first. It's going to happen the way I want it to, game. There we go. Do that. Use the Yara key, or Yara rune. Get the double Soul of Cain. There it is. We have another Soul of Cain for the next floor. And what an item it is. Mm-hmm. Rotten Tomato is going to paint targets, paint them red, and make them aggro everything in the room, which is nice. But with Mom's Knife, I mean, it does, with all the criticism that Mom's Knife gets for being a boring item, being too strong, it does cancel out a lot of useful mechanics for a lot of synergies, which is the main bulk of the reason why people don't like seeing Mom's Knife. But I'll be honest, I'm going to be selfish today and take Mom's Knife because I need something to clear my brain off of the remaining part of the day. I mean, I'm recording this at 6:29 a.m. Excuse me, I just heard a knock coming from the kitchen. Dude, the strength of this buoyancy of this turkey is unmatched. It's Superman levels of strength. It knocked off the 20 pounds of dumbbells that I put on top of it. Luckily, nothing got on the floor. They just fell into the sink, and the turkey was kind of just floating there. So, yep. I'm glad the internet gets to archive this for future reference, and we can come back here in a year or two and laugh. Like, man, remember that time when Sin did Friendsgiving when he just kind of didn't have to and did it all on 2 hours of sleep, and 2 hours of sleep in 2 days after PT and everything. What a guy. What a guy. The black market here. Do need a movement speed upgrade, and also there's not bag crafting, but there's a book bag. school bag. So I'm gonna take the movement speed first. Take the school bag here. Bloody penny. We could take the battery as well. The battery's not terrible. But with all the HP that we've gotten from the bag of, or from the jar of everything, I think it's earned a spot so far. 3 more soul hearts there from bedroom. Let's go into the first room right here. We get Guppy. Well then, an unexpected Guppy, and all 3 of them were active items. No, all two of them were active items. We have Guppy's eye. I take that back. I lied. The Gupster though, coming in clutch. A Guppy does work with Mom's knife, and that is a lot of damage we can pump out here. Yeah, you just see that. Yellow is mystified, and we're going to head on down. But, man, great run so far. Mama Victa's prediction is that the turkey is not going to be thawed in time. I've got to get it. I need it to be thawed by 10, so I can get it in the oven by 10:30. And as of right now, it's 4 hours and 57 minutes away from now. So she doesn't think that it's gonna be thawed in time, but she thinks that it's gonna be entirely safe to eat. And I trust Mama Victa's say on foodstuffs. When it comes to food related and kitchen related topics, Mama Victa's unbeaten. And if we do get some kind of weird foodborne illness, then you know what? I'll take the blame on that. I'm always careful when it comes to food. I'm always very paranoid when it comes to food, especially when dealing with poultry. I don't mess around. I go so far paranoid with poultry as to say, if chicken gets anywhere close within a day or two of sell by date, I just chuck it. I don't even mess with it. Ultra secret room might be over there, but I'd be surprised. We can get rid of our lover's card. We don't need it. For sack, not great for the first lap here, but definitely for the victory lap, this is going to prove to be very useful, as we could use some more raw damage. Despite us having Mom's knife, let's change that. Let's change that shop again. I don't know how we got back on 666. I'm even gonna ask questions. Yeah, despite us having Mom's knife, we still need raw damage. It's not necessarily going to be the end all be all whenever we get this. That might be the ultra secret room here. I need triple confirmation though. Can only get 2 red rooms out of here, which kind of sucks. No, that's not the ultra secret room. I'm glad we came over here. That's the ultra secret room. Glad I did it. Glad I went for ultra confirmation. Contagion, another red item. And Contagion is going to do a nice little AoE puff of damage whenever we kill the first enemy in a room. It's not all enemies. It's not all deaths. It's just the first enemy that dies in the room is going to do the Contagion effect, which is extremely powerful. Taking out large groups of enemies, just, I mean, it wipes out the entire dang screen. It's great. Obviously, we're not gonna make boss rush here, but that's okay. Swing it on the way back, I'm sure. Good damage there. We get even more damage with the negative, and we will not be taking Pound of Flesh. Or we'll be taking Abba Dabba Ding Dong, or at least Little Abba Dabba Ding Dong. Even though I kind of like him. The Hierophant card, I'll probably hold that over the Fool card. For a glitched payout, and it gives us another double payout. Sort of a Broken Modem-esque type payout there. Tons of Soul Hearts. Absolutely tons of them. We don't even need... Okay, well, never mind. As soon as I get done saying that, we lose all of our Soul Hearts. We just picked up. That's how we just do it here. So this is where tier effects come to die here in this room. Contagion is not going to be very effective, unless for some reason we popped all of those at once. Not great for flies, not great for compost. Room is just that room is literally designed to eat up players as spiders and flies. But luckily, we're Guppy, so we don't have to worry about a sort of limitation on our swarm. We can just create a new one. There's a golden key there, but we just don't need it. Absolutely blasting this entire floor here. We get more damage, too. I was surprised. I thought I was going to get a movement speed. Glitched item. Yep. Yeah, so we basically got a Anarchist cookbook or a tower card, depending on how you look at it, for 12 charges on the item. There's nowhere near better than just getting a soul heart. That's the reason why. If you don't need the HP, then sure, go for it and have some fun with the jar of everything, but most of the time, that's what you're going to be rewarded with right there. Stars card is going to be nice teleport. I will come back for the Stars card here in a moment because we may need the Strength card for the Devil Deal. Should we get one? Now, what could I possibly be looking for outside of or in the Devil Deal here? We've already got Mom's Knife. We've already got Guppy, so what else is left to do? Well, I'd still like to get Brimstone. There are times when Brimstone Mom's Knife is better. I still think that they both make each other a little bit worse, but in this case, where we need to have the Guppy flies, and I need to stop going so dang close to the targets, it's going to benefit us more with the unlimited range of Brimstone. We can stay safer. A Golden Bomb there if I wanted to. Of course I don't. Black Bean is black bad. I'm gonna get one more charge, and I'll take that charge key for a jar of everything here. And we gave ourselves Data Miner. Yep. And we lost some range. Yes, that is the real Data Miner. So yeah, it's kind of a risk, man. And it's not a worthy one. Also, 68% deal with the devil. So I am going to use the Hierophant card, and we'll go back and get the Stars card, and hopefully that gives us a nice teleport. Dip into the arcade real quick here, just to see what we can see. Nothing crazy going on in there. Guppy's Eye has been a huge help here, identifying which chests are worthy, which ones aren't. In terms of red chests. And mimic chests, too. First lost, so we cannot teleport now. We're just going to save it for the chest now, I guess, because... I mean, we could teleport, but I have no clue where we are in terms of bearings on the map. And we could inadvertently just go the wrong way. Unless it takes us right to the boss room, which it probably won't. It can, but it probably won't. The contagion there just kind of spreading everything, even where we weren't in the room. The dime sound's going to be great for Keeper's Sack. We've been spending a lot of money on this run. Let's lost all our guppy flies to the knights here. I'm going to bank the soul heart here because I don't want to get data mined or D4'd. Or TM trainer. I mean, all that can happen with the jar of everything. There's a tears upgrade here we can go ahead and take. I do wish that we didn't have Mom's Knife now, though. But there's no way I could have known we would have gotten Guppy. This would be one of those moments where if I were streaming, I'd simply just remove Mom's Knife. See what our tiers look like, but I don't want to get into the let's just alter this run, you know. Made our decision, we gotta live with it here, which is fine. Again, I could use an easy run, or at least a brain dead run here. Good way to send off Missing No Week with a dub. And the start of something hopefully amazing with Sacred Heart Random Week. And eventually we will find where Stanley is. I have no clue if we're even close or not. I definitely want to see this map before we leave, so... Give myself Black Candle, and we'll see just how good Sinvicta Navigation goes. Finger air quote good. We found Stanley. So I'm going to temporarily give myself Black Candle. I'm going to remove it. Just to see the map. Yeah. It wasn't a full clear there. But I know that we got a black card here from Black Candle. We were already full on the soul hearts, but I'm just gonna get rid of it anyway. I'm not gonna give myself the soul heart back. We'll just call it a using the console just to see what we can see penalty. That's the tax right there. It's the console tax. All right, money equals powers. Fine. I'm gonna use a strength card to get it. The other ones, Satanic Bible, I mean, it is technically kind of better than the Jar of Everything, but the Jar of Everything's been doing okay. Demon Baby, Brimstone Bombs, Unless Guppy's Eye is lying to us, which is something that does happen from time to time. And our Stars card took us in the wrong direction. Rune bag here. There's Contagion. So that poison effect that you see there after Contagion first spreads that infects them with the contagion effect. And the more that they hit, the more those targets hit, the more that they spread it and ultimately do that big AoE puff that we all know and love. Probably gonna just stop using Guppy's head because I don't want to lose track of where our soul hearts are and drive everything. Plus, it gets getting kind of annoying to switch back and forth between the two. Wouldn't mind 9 lives here. And we got it. We would have got Super Guppy if we really needed it. 9 lives is going to give us 9 additional lives to lose here, just in case something unthinkable happens. This feels like the right way to go. See? It lies. In Haunted Chest and Mimic Chest, Guppy's eye lies. Even an item that's supposed to be beneficial to Isaac will still be trying to trick you. Yeah, Jar of Everything's done an acceptable job here. We needed soul hearts. It's slightly one more charge than just having the Satanic Bible would be, but it's definitely been worth it. What hit me over here, game? I know I'm tired, but I ain't that tired. Thank you, Explosive Flies. Gonna play it pretty close to Lamb here just to make sure we get maximum Guppy flyage. See there that we got the aggro spread to the body, just causing Lamb to just run right into it. There we go. Victory lap time, baby. Second seed, Yankee Mike Kilo November C. Yep. There we go. Been starved for a victory lap here. The timer is reading 34 minutes. I'm going to go by Mama Victa's recommendation. She said changing it every 30 minutes is good, but you don't have to do it on the dot. An hour is fine. That way I don't have to interrupt the video anymore. Earthrow Rune I'll probably save for the Devil Deal. Look at that. Getting the aggro from Rotten Tomato. And I will actually take Mom's Heals. Mom's Heals increases the damage of melee attacks and contact damage, which is a surprising function of an item that you wouldn't think has any sort of effect on that. Satanic Bible, Book of Revelations, and then the Bible. Probably go Book of Revelations and yeah, give me the Satanic Bible for both, just in case we need the HP. Oh, man. Okay, well, now we're getting a little wacky, goofy, crazy here. Don't know if this was a smart plan or not, but I do like the Tiny Planet Mom's Knife combo. That legendary combo that actually saved us and saved everything in the streak on the Bethany run. When Repentance first came out, it was the first time I'd ever seen that combo, and man, was it a lifesaver. Here we go. Give me Squeezy. 1.74 is right in my wheelhouse for movement speed. And yep. Actually, there's no reason for us to take Judas' Shadow, but I will take Invicta Robes here just for the damage. Use of Book of Revelation was unnecessary there. I forgot that we were going to be getting that much HP. Honestly, I'm just going to take this now. It's Curse the Blind, so I can't be bothered with that. And of course, we get Curse the XL. It's funny. It's funny game. It's real funny. Game's got jokes. That was a great question yesterday regarding whether or not I would rather have no Curse the XLs anymore or no Jostle physics anymore. Have proper physics in this game. And it was just a no-brainer for me. Lots of moolah here. This combo is just crushing this run right now. Hopefully we get a more significant amount of money than just a penny here and there. I guess that'll do, but we do have Satanic Bible and Book of Revelations here, so absolutely no excuse for hitting this Sacrum Shuffle, especially with us being on an XL floor. No Curse the Blind or anything like that. At Contrition, which is going to be a Tears Up. But also means that there's no such thing as a Devil Deal precedent anymore. Oh, that bomb literally tried every possible way to hit us. Oh, Maggie there. Anytime I hear Maggie, I think of Margaret Crone, a dear friend of mine I've known forever. She was the voice actress for me in the infamous Lobotomy Corporation episode. Episode 3, Season 2, Lobotomy Corporation. It makes me feel good that people are still discovering that game. I know I talked about it recently. Maybe it was on stream. Maybe it may have been on an Isaac video. First penny. Now we're talking. Oh yeah, we use Satanic Bible. Oh well. It's really cool to see something that I covered many years ago still be discovered and kind of thrive. And new members of the Mosh Pit who are just looking for more content from me or whatever, they find it like, man, this game was insane. Oh yeah, one of the greatest games ever. One of my favorite games of all time. I'll go Abba Dabba Ding Dong for more damage. Belial literally does nothing for us. We can take Gimpy. No reason not to. Got it on one tap, and then we can just recover that right back. We got 27 cents. We should go look for either a sacrifice room or the shop at least. And we get PH Dizzle. Okay. Range up. Shot speed up, which doesn't really help out Mom's Knife. Let's see if Curse Penny can hook it up and take us straight to a boss. Also got another Yarrow rune, so we can use that whenever we get to the chest.
Something's wrong.
Contagion is just going ham here. First penny is going to teleport us randomly every time we pick up a coin. And that would make a lot of coins, for sure. Of Azazel. That's probably better than that. Now, the denomination of the coin that you hit is going to determine the chance of you going to a special room. So notice how we're not going to a special room right now. Even with a nickel, it doesn't guarantee it. So that was a nerf that they did. After I showed everyone the way of teleport meta. They immediately nerfed it, so sucks, but what can you do? 9 volts great here. First stars card. Okay, I don't know what this gives up, but you can actually take secret room items now. We just have to go find the secret room. I don't know why I'm not using our It's not like we're gonna get any items off of Mom here. Just looking for the secret room. Not there. Literally cannot be there, so we've already been in there. This is a weird map. Ah, there it is. Oh. Really? We're not even getting taken to the secret room. That was a dime, too. Huh. I do not know where the secret room is. Yes, I do. I'm going to use reverse stars card. I have no idea what item we're going to be giving up here. So let's go for a journey. You know, options, and look at that. We end up getting sausage and orphan socks. Not that we needed orphan socks, but it is a nice little movement speed upgrade. We lose our boss options, and that's okay. Here we go. A devil deal or angel deal. Yeah. I think we could take lead pencil, but there's no real reason to do boss rush there. We're not gaining anything out of it, and I don't think that it's. We're not gonna do an Omega run today. So, if there was some tangible benefit to either taking double mulligan, by double I mean combining it with the Guppy mulligan, or taking something like lead pencil, then yeah, I would totally do it. But there's just no reason. And look at that. There we go. Nice teleport there. First penny. Showing them how it's done. I think Void is going to just be a very cheap cost. 4 costs instead of 6. Oh, there's a Sacrum Shuffle here. Hang on now. Come on now. I'm going to drop Cursed Penny so I don't forget that we have it and accidentally pick up a coin. I'm going to walk back in, though, just to reset the Polar Invincibility. Soul Heart. Second key piece. And we get our Soul Hearts back. Probably should have Yara ruined all those. I was going to do it anyway. Not that we needed to, but what I was trying to do is, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get a full charge so we could slurp up all the bandages here. But with the 4.5 volt, it's totally dependent on our ability to deal damage. Which obviously we have a ton of damage, but it's not something that we can get on just one enemy or two. By it, I mean get a full charge. There we go. Avoid that. We get a nice Tears upgrade and a range upgrade. And that's going to benefit us on the backspin of Tiny Planet Mom's Knife. Yoink. Got PH Dizzle. We get Balls of Steel, which I'm going to go ahead and use whenever we need it. There's just something magical about Cursed Penny, man. I love breaking the game's plans. When it set up this really big, elaborate, oh, wait till Invicta gets to this challenge thing. And then we just simply laugh in its face. I had no idea what hit me over there. Here we go. So we didn't get a teleport upgrade that time. An angel deal. You get answers too. A Crown of Light. Holy smokes. Okay, well this damage is about to go stupid. Telekinesis could be okay. I am going to take Blood of the Martyr just for more damage at this point. Yep. Yeah. We could take Wooden Nickel for on-demand teleports with the Cursed Penny, but I don't think it's necessary. The Crown of Light is going to just double our damage. Literally double our damage. Let's try to get as much damage as we can before we get hit by Hush. I say that because we've already lost Holy Mantle to Blue Baby, and if we get damaged, we lose the Crown of Light effect. Like that right there. Okay, so now we can just go full bore. This doesn't matter because we have basically virtually unlimited damage here, or unlimited HP with 4.5 volt and both of our HP generators. If I was smart, I would get a full charge on Void and Void the Book of Revelation, so we have both of them working in conjunction with Void, but I'm not. Curse of the Lost. Curses have been just kind of crazy in this run. That's okay, because we've gotten a crazy good run here. Okay, that was very nice, game. I see what you did there, Cursed Penny. You took us right outside, but if you could take us somewhere other than near or on the curse room, I'd appreciate it. By curse room, I mean the secret room. Even the goat, even Cursed Penny does a little bit of trolling every now and then. We had Shoop to Whoop. Yeah, we can take Shoop. So now we can void that. A Shoop plus 4.5 volts is going to be pretty nice. No clue if we're going the right way. It does not appear that way. By the way, I do appreciate that you gave us a Curse of Lost right after giving us an Ansa's Rune gain. So it did not go unnoticed. Hats off. Well done. I don't know how that opened up a crawl space, but we have the Sacrum Shuffle here. You can't stop us, Isaac. Don't even try. This combo is way too powerful for you. Remember, we're getting 2 soul hearts now every time we use Void. And back-to-back Curse the Losts to invalidate our Ansa's Rune. So I'm just gonna go fight Megastan then, game. Oh, screw you, that's why. I'm going to drop Cursed Penny just temporarily here just because I don't want something stupid to happen like us getting a coin that just randomly appears from one of the mini bosses or something and I teleport out like an idiot. Usually there's another... I don't know what happened to the other boss that spawns with Super Envy, but decided not to show up today. And we're killing things on the backswing and the front swing. Somehow we're still maintaining Crown of Light. That was right at the end there, but we are going to get the dub here. Good way to announce Sacred Heart Random Week. I think that's good. I don't think Delirium is necessary here. It would just be us smacking it down. And honestly, I'm kind of kind of cheesed off by the fact that the game gave us back-to-back curse of loss after the Ensa's rune. So you know what, game? You can have the results of your own doing there. So thank you for watching, everybody. Happy Sunday. Good luck to your football teams. My football team's already done dead in the water. But I'm rooting for yours, whoever it be, whoever it might be, except for the Saints, the Eagles, and also the Cowboys. I'm tired. I gotta go continue to defrost the turkey. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Remember, there's no ball pit for the next day or two until I get caught up. Thanks for watching this video. Like things and pages of mine like Censored, Barman1988, Michael McMaster, and Brienne Betancourt. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.